United had won in their earlier meeting of the season, but Liverpool were in third place in the table, whilst United were 10th. But let's come to the 80s, if I may, Ron, before we see the match. You were a spectator in those days, I suppose.
Yeah, and supporter.
And enjoying all the Liverpool success. But were Man United a kind of bogey team for Liverpool at that time?
I think they were. You know, I don't know why, because we had a superb side in the 80s. I used to think it was me, it was the bogey. I stopped going in the end, but they were still beating us. So I went back to see the rest of the games. But, you know, it's one of these things, you know, you get spells where you can't beat teams. You know, we had it in the 60s. Leicester was a bogey team for us.
Aye.
We could never beat them, but the first time we beat them, we never stopped beating them after that.
You always felt comfortable about playing Liverpool, Bobby?
I did, yeah. Well, the thing was that you knew what you were getting when you went to Liverpool. You know, I mean, even when they were in the second division, we played them in the cup, and it's the hardest match we had in the whole competition. You went to Liverpool, and you had this desire, and you had the crowd and the atmosphere, and you knew that if you didn't put your foot in, you didn't tackle, you didn't go for the ball first, if you relaxed at all, you were beaten. And we knew what we were doing there, and we always seemed to get fairly good results.
But you have a bogey team?
A bogey team. We never beat Everton. Hardly ever beat Everton at that time, for no reason at all. I mean, we could not go to Goodison ever and win.
Would you both say that you approached a match against the bogey team feeling that you were not going to beat them?
Well, I suppose maybe it did get psychological at the end of the day, yeah. It did affect you.
Yeah, I think so. I remember if it had been your bogey team, which, you know, you always had one, you know, there wouldn't be too much said in the dressing room at the time, you know, and there'd be a quietness come over, you know.
Not even by Shanks?
To mention, yeah, by Shanks even, you know, not to mention, this is your bogey team you're playing today. So instead of that, he would be quiet, you know, but you knew exactly what he wanted to say.
Well, I tell you what, why don't you take us through the Liverpool side then, Ron?
Well, Tommy, of course, still in goal. Peter Wall, young lad we'd bought from
Arsenal, I think.
Wrexham?
No, Wrexham.
Wrexham,
It was,
yeah,
Wrexham.
Right, yeah.
I think possibly making his debut. Another young lad, Ian Ross. We used to call him the marker because if we needed somebody marking out the game, Ian would do a great job for you.
Now, what about Bobby Graham?
Of course, Bobby Graham was a young lad, an apprentice who had come through the ranks with his Scots fella, a little bit of pace, good on the ball, very good in the air, and he turned out a really good player for Liverpool.
And Bobby, what about the United side?
Well, new faces. Paul Edwards, central defender, would play alongside Ian Ewer, another lad that we bought from Arsenal, and David Sadler. We had quite a bit of height at the back. And this particular game, Liverpool didn't have any tall striker. We had Willie Morgan, number 7 there, who was an orthodox right winger. Pat Crane, great passer of the ball. Brian Kidd, super left foot, and of course George, a player who loved the big occasions and like me, loved playing at Liverpool.
So it's 1969. Concorde made her maiden flight and the QE2 her maiden voyage. Liverpool v Manchester United with commentary by Barry Davies.
Man United in the all-white strip. Paddy Crane with the ball, number 10. Straight through to George Best. The ball stood up a little bit there, got slowed slightly by the turf. There's George Best. Tommy Lawrence. Tony Dunn. Francis Burns. Too long for Aston. Tommy Lawrence. And there's Ron Yates, the Liverpool skipper. Sadler and Thompson, now Crerand. Crerand certainly eager for the ball, having been out of first-team football for so long. And that, in fact, is a free kick given against him. There's Paddy Crerand, really very depressed to be in the reserve side, revelling in the chance to get back into the first team. Peter Wall to take the free kick for Liverpool. And really not a very good one. Stepney able to watch it all the way and just letting it go away. There's Peter Wall. Had his chance once to make sure of a place in the first team, but then Jeff Strong was moved to full-back, and that was the last he saw of it. Strong now, of course, replacing Tommy Smith. Charlton. Morgan. Charlton is square of Morgan. Perrin just behind. Best. Oh, good shot on the turn! Fine shot on the turn by George Best. Well covered by Tommy Lawrence. And the corner on the far side. And that's Tommy Lawrence's view of it, and no white shirts in the 6-yard box, as you can see. Our Best coming across for it, Morgan underneath it, so was Hughes. Cairns. Burns. Good tackle that was by Yates. Sadler. Cairn square. I thought he moved back from an offside position, and indeed he did. Cairn had bent down to adjust his boot and came back from an offside position. Free kick to Liverpool, well spotted by the referee Leo Callaghan. And it's Francis Burns who's got a knock. Crowd at the Kop end. And now Burns fit again. St John. Thompson. Callaghan, number 7. He's got 5 over to his left. Hughes coming into the near post. But that is Ian Ure at his best, coming out to commit himself and making sure that he gets the tackle. And while he did so, David Sadler covered him in the middle. Callaghan with the corner. Lawler up there. Good header too. And an even better save. There's Chris Lawler, a good header, but an even better save by Alex Stepney. Took off quite beautifully. Bobby Graham up there, Brennan on the post. Stepney trying to get there, away by Crerand. It's the best we've seen from Liverpool yet. Hughes up there, appeal for handball not given, but good work by David Sadler. It's David Sadler. Thompson. Graham, only Callaghan in the box. Hughes. Well done by Burns. And by Charlton, how typical of the man. Always working at both ends of the park. Crerand. One for Morgan to chase. Lawrence is out. A moment of apprehension, but it didn't come to much. Certainly seeing a lot of the big boot down the middle from both sides, but both centre halves looking in good control. Burns, trying one. Strong felt that. Charlton always there to pick up the loose ball. Ross there with him, and indeed Ross is doing more of marking Charlton than anything else, leaving Hughes to Best. Crerand. Good covering by Hughes, but at the expense of a corner. David Sadler's moved up, number 6 there, just in the 6-yard box from Lawrence's view. You can see that he might possibly obstruct it. And he has indeed. Whether he got a touch or not, we're not sure. But it was...
Oh, poor Ron.
Well, you know, that's surprising me, you know, because my left foot was superb in that day. And as you can see, instead of going down the field, I went in the net.
Well, Sadler got like very high for that, Bobby, didn't he?
He went to the near post. What they all do now, you know, in swing corners, near post, help it on. and it was a perfectly executed corner, but we didn't expect the defender to score it.
No.
It was great.
These are ones that you usually, you know, no problem in defending against, but that, I don't know what happened that day.
Well, it's a slippy ball, I suppose.
Thanks,
Surface,
Bob.
the surface was a bit uneven.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best for you here.
Yes, I know you are.
Good effort. Comfortable for Stepney. Morgan. Strong. Played it very cool. Jeff Strong. Liverpool are all looking a little pensive. Roger Hunt with his arms crossed. Gerrand. Lucky to get the second bite. Charlton. Aston on the touchline. Lawler blocking that route. Oh, well seen by Hughes. He's moved for the return too, but Brennan going with him. Now Callahan. Hit it well. Oh, Stepney. Hughes.
Would you think that was an assist from Bobby, do you think, Ron?
Well, it was really, you know, his bad ball, you know, caused a lot.
Dangerous crossfield pass.
Yeah.
He was told never to do that. Crossfield balls in the middle of the field, dangerous unless it's absolutely certain that you're going to get them. And I tried a daft ball and it was intercepted and we paid the price.
He does have a happy knack of being on spot at the right time, as he was last week at Goodison Park. St John. Graham. St John, the red shirt spanning out a bit. Away by Sadler. Best. Been pretty well policed, Best. He hasn't seen too much of it. Now a bit of space. Morgan to his right. Aston to his left. Charlton moving square. But Best held too long. There's no doubt about it. Sadler and you are working well together. Hughes. Just ahead for the return, instead to Thompson. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Liverpool heavily outnumbered on this attack. Now Callahan coming forward. Hughes there again in the inside left position. Graham's in the middle, and Lawler. Thompson! Peter Thompson, he got the power, but not the direction. It went a little bit off the outside of his boot. But nice to see him having a crack. Charlton very quick to pick that one up. Fell over Lawler's foot, but the referee has given the free kick. Bobby Charlton, though, showing the acceleration.
Do you think it was a dive, Ron?
No, I think Chris did foul him there, you know, I must admit, I'll give it to Bobby.
Yeah.
He wouldn't dive.
I can't remember.
Got a three-man wall at the moment. I doubt if it's 10
I
yards.
remember it.
Oh, surely not
You see,
10
these days
yards.
you'd be expecting him to curl it over the wall, wouldn't you?
Yes.
But the ball was too heavy. Couldn't do it then.
Charlton to Best.
Oh.
Well taken by
Superb
Lawrence at the
free
near post.
kick.
Eh?
George Best. Grinning all over his face, but I doubt if he got 10 yards. Good run by Graham. Finds Hughes. St John coming square. Good effort and watched all the way. Good shot by St John. Nicely led into his path by Emlyn Hughes. And by our watches, we're now playing injury time. Hughes. Certainly a very industrious first half. And both sides trying their hardest to entertain. That's a United ball, says Mr. Callahan. And both sides prepared to play it open. This is Brennan. Kerrand being allowed the time. Away by Jeff Strong, forward by Ewer, and Mr. Callahan blows his whistle to end an interesting first half in which the 2 goals really have come from defensive mistakes.
1-1 at half-time, not bad against the European champions then, Ron.
Yes, I think we're doing very well indeed. I think we started a little bit apprehensive, and of course my own goal didn't do the team any good whatsoever, but we look as though we've come back after, you know, the goal. We've scored a very good goal with Emlyn, even though it was a mistake from Bobby Charlton and the goalkeeper. But we've got back into the game.
Yeah. It was unusual to see a corner kick like that with all the Liverpool defenders in and David Sadler, the only white shirt that was in there.
In fact, we can see that now really make the point.
Yeah, it's
and you
very,
can see,
very
look,
interesting.
yes, here we are.
All our players come in very late, and I think Ronnie expects somebody to be behind him and doesn't think that he has the time, but actually, you know, and has a swing at it and, of course, sliced into the back of the net. It's happened often.
And it was a slippery ball. I mean,
it's a slippery ball. I'll let him off with that.
Yeah.
No, I possibly could, you know, when I look at that, I possibly could have let it go and...
Yeah, there's nobody behind.
Nobody behind me.
That's right.
But
you're not
I thought, no, I won't take a chance.
And in fact, although you started very well, I mean, Liverpool came strong towards the end of that first half.
Yes, yes. Well, it's what you expect. You know, they're a goal down and they're going to come at you if they get the chance. So whenever they break, you know, they try and break very quickly.
Yeah.
They've got fast players up front. Peter Thompson fast. And I think that generally speaking, I tried later on in the match, you know, to knock a crossfield ball, which is criminal, really. You know, to give them an opportunity. We had a goal and it was picked up down the other end. A shot to goal. Ian Callaghan, another lad, you know, give him within sight of the goals and he'll hit it. And he hit it, Alex Stepney, just dropped it a yard and we're one each.
So, yes, level breaking at half-time, 1-1, all to play for in the second half, a really cracking second half, which you can see in just a couple of minutes. And welcome back. Ron Yates joining Bobby Charlton to watch Liverpool play Manchester United, in which they both played December 1969. At half-time, it was 1-1.
So 1-1 is the situation as we go away on the second half. Manchester United have not won away from home since they won at Coventry on November the 8th. Liverpool, of course, lost their last home game when they were beaten by Arsenal. George Best. Ferran shot blocked. Callahan moving down the middle. Sadler doing well. Burns spreading it out. Dunn coming forward, moving now outside Aston, and Aston brought down by Ross. So the first free kick of the second half to Manchester United. David Sadler hit it cleanly but well wide. You're misjudging that one. Kerrand seems to have suffered a little bit from reserve team football, Paddy Kerrand. Hughes. Employment for Lawrence. And in that particular instance, he'll be out of a job. It's a corner. Quite why Hughes chose to do that, I should think only he knows. Ian Ewer's gone right up on the line. Someone can get to it now, Aston. And you're getting the touch.
So, you're back in front then, Bobby.
Yeah, there again, in swinging corners. It's amazing how dangerous they are, isn't it, eh? Went right through, and then Ian Ewer, who'd come up for the actual header, just stayed where he was. Back it on, stuck his leg out in the goals, yeah. Little break there, we had a little break. The ball fell for us.
I don't think anyone would usually be too pleased at that either.
Giving the corner kick
Giving
away.
the corner kick away.
And cries of Ian Ewer to my right, and that is his first goal for the club since he signed from Arsenal earlier in the season. So Liverpool being asked once again to come back, and what a different story from last week. Indeed, for both sides. United who were beaten by Chelsea. St John. Ferrand. Thompson quickly up. Turning well, Bobby Charlton back there. St John. Ewer just stretching. What a good game he's having, Ian Ewer. Peter Thompson. Referee acting as an extra defender inadvertently. And the free kick there, and also Peter Thompson's got a knock. Free kick to Manchester United. Ian Ewer has every reason to be happy with his performance this afternoon. A goal and some sterling work in defence. Best. Aston wide. Burns just to his right. Charlton moving forward, and Best. A good tackle by Lawler. And Aston seems to have hurt his shin. Dunn. Charlton picking that off ball. Morgan. And number 3. So far this season, Manchester.
So that was a Bobby Charlton assist on that occasion, I think, Ron, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the assist from the defence. Yeah. It's suicidal, it looks like here.
Yeah, getting mistakes.
They're not very positive at the back.
Aston. Best. No foul. Sadler. I'm not too happy about that, George Best. Hughes. Peter Thompson. Graham. Well seen again by Ian Ewer. And Liverpool have really got to pull all the stops out to break down a Manchester United defence which is growing in strength all the time. Liverpool, who've had a certain amount of trouble deciding who the front men should be this season, asking a lot of their 5 men today. St John! A lot of onus on St John too. Aston thinks about going for it, but he was yards offside. And the crowd, 47,682, and the Manchester United supporters there have started to pinch the Liverpool tune, "You'll Never Walk Alone." Wolf McGuinness, just by his player there, his face not showing anything. Hughes driving forward. Look at Ewer going with him. Thompson, St. John, carried out of it, and certainly more white shirts coming back now. They all did then. Really, this performance is going to rank as one of Manchester United's best of the season, the way it's going. This is Brennan. Morgan to his right. Taking on and beating Wall. And having to do it again now. Got Brennan behind him if he wants him. And he did want him, but he didn't use him. Now you're 20 minutes for Liverpool to pull this one out of a very hot fire. Aston. Liverpool ball. And Bob Paisley standing on his feet there. It looks as though we're going to see Roger Hunt on. Roger Hunt standing on the touchline, and Ian Ross is the player going off. They've got to throw in all the big guns now. Here's Roger Hunt coming on. Check from Mr. Callahan. Record scorer for Liverpool. That decision welcomed by the crowd. Creran! One or two hearts and mouths there. There's Roger Hunt. Creran almost putting through his own goal. We've had one in this match from Ron Yates. Callahan across to take the corner. Look where Stepney is, that you can see. Two fullbacks on the line. Yates to it. Stepney's come for it in the crowd. Perhaps he shouldn't. Yates! Oh, and unlucky. Ron Yates really stretching for it, and I doubt whether Stepney was wise to come off his line to try and get in through the crowd. And Sartori is coming on, and Aston has gone off. It's Carlo Sartori. Callahan. Liverpool attack all being held up in a line. That's a good ball to Thompson, stretching them across that line. Lawler is up there and he gets it. Hughes. And not far away from Emlyn Hughes. Not Charlton. Kerrand. 8 minutes now for Liverpool to prevent their second consecutive home defeat. Sartori. But he's harrying strong and fouling him, says Mr. Callahan. Best. Best playing the pass as he was moving. Charlton going for a 1-2 and getting it. Oh, what a goal!
Well, Ron, would you like to evaluate that goal?
That was a superb goal. You know, I must admit it was one of the better goals. You know, a nice 1-2. And on your right foot, Bobby.
Aye.
You know,
aye. It's unusual, I must say.
Which is not his best foot, but it was a good goal.
We're in the driving seat then, though, weren't we?
Yeah.
So you can take a few chances.
We were having to push the game on, you know, and we took chances at the back, and we left a lot of holes.
Liverpool this afternoon being watched by Bob Dennison of Coventry. Liverpool, of course, played Coventry in the Cup. I would think he must feel fairly happy at the moment. Shankly's feelings I won't attempt to describe. Sartori now. Best. Kerrand. Tommy Lawrence. Again the cry of easy, easy. And at 4-1, It looks it. Here you are. He's got all the time he wants. That really is the story. And Manchester United still going forward. George Best. Much their best performance for a long time. Charlton! He really has got his shooting boots back, and I mean both feet. In the corner, Tommy Lawrence had no chance with the one that beat him, covered that one. And perhaps this will prove what the statistics show, that Manchester United, in fact, are playing better this season than they did last. Their position is much better than it was last. Tended to be written off because of their bad start to the season. But in fact, they've done better and scored more goals. Burns can't make it, Lawrence can. We've had a minute of injury time, and I would think that Liverpool want to see the whistle blown to end the agony. Hunt. And the other former England sharpshooter, not with the accuracy of Bobby Charlton. And Mr. Callahan brings it to an end, and if ever a victory was built from straw, this one was. And really the fourth goal by Bobby Charlton really capped the whole thing, a superb goal, and it was he who started it with a corner from which Ron Yates put through his own goal.
Yes, Bobby having the last day in that 4-1 victory, and justice done. You both got to mention that, didn't you, from Barry Davis? Whatever would Shanks have said about all those holes in the defence then, Ron?
Well, after a game he'd be very quiet, disappointed like everybody else. It would be during the week, you know, you'd have 1 or 2 special meetings and he would tear into you then. And most of the things, obviously, he would be saying would be true. But it was the end of an era for some of us. You know, I think it was the start of a breakup of the good 60s team. Myself, Tommy Lawrence, Ian St John, Roger, Peter Thompson. We all went within the next 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's a big exodus, isn't it?
But you know, he started to build again, and obviously built another very, very good side. So, you know, he knew when to weed out and when not to weed out.
Well, actually, let's go back to Anfield, where Barry Davis talked to Bobby Charlton.
Well, you certainly saw your own goal, but I doubt very much whether Tommy Lawrence did.
Well, potluck, you can take potluck when you're winning 3-1 with a few minutes to go, you know, 5 or 6 minutes to go. And I just played the 1-2. I thought it was a tight situation for Willie Morgan to get it back to me, but he did. And even then I thought, well, 3-1, you know, I won't bother taking it in. I'll just take potluck and have a crack.
And a few moments later, you had one with the other boot.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there again, it's great. 5 minutes from the end, you're winning 4-1. I wish we were in that situation every week.
Well, Bob, it was great to watch. Thanks very much.
Yes, it's great to play in, too.
Big happy smile there, Bobby.
There's that thin man there.
26 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it was nice. It's always a buzz when you beat Liverpool at Liverpool, because it's such a mountain to climb when you go there. And it's like when people go to Old Trafford now, it is the place to go and get points. It's just fantastic.
What about the book for the big man? Do you think he'll sign it?
Well, I'm sure he will. He's always been good to me, Ronnie. This is a book, Ronnie, that we've got. I would like you to sign it because we're going to give it off to a charity later. We've got some really great names in here, and you've every right to be in as well. If you just signed it at the top there, could you?
On the corner there.
We'll probably use it for a charity and to raise some money. But it's been great having you. I've enjoyed it very much.
It's been brilliant.
And Dickie?
Oh, it's been
Terrific,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
it's been tremendous getting the two of you together, I have to say.
To tell you the truth, Dickie, it's the nearest I've been to Bobby Charlton already.
Oh, is it?
Well, thanks very much, both of you. I hope that you'll join us next week when we take another dip into Bobby's football scrapbook. See you then. Cheerio.